I've had this song stuck in my head. It's like, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. When I say put it together, I'm talking about these predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy Jay had a terrible week last week, but guess what? I'm going to get it right this week. Preseason is so unpredictable. It's your boy Jay coming back again with another live for your 2023 NFL preseason predictions. Make sure you guys smash that like, that thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Click that bell, turn on your notifications, that way you don't miss a stream for NFL content and more. Shout out to the Wrench Gang. Shout out to the family, all the listeners, all the watchers. Much love to all you guys for rocking with us tonight. Nothing too crazy as far as the show goes, but hey, we're going to go ahead and get into these predictions. Shout out to Scott. You know that song, yo. What's up, Trent? What's going on with you, man? Ronald in the building. What's up, Ronald? Eric in the house. Cameron, Cave Troll, Marble Sky. All the listeners, all the watchers, shout out to you guys for rocking with us tonight. It is August 15th, 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're getting into the NFL Week 2 preseason predictions. All right. Tomorrow I'm going to drop the schedule in which what I'm going to be streaming. So if you have not already, make sure you subscribe for that as well. It's going to be an amazing week 2. And we've got a Monday Night Football game coming, and I'm excited for that. Monday Night Football is back next Monday. You definitely want to be here on the channel. We're going to have a good time, and it's going to be fun. Shout out to Bengals. What's up, man? George Tucker in the house. What's going on with you, George? How you feeling, man? My man. Robert in the house. What's going on, Robert? Rob in the building. SRT sauced up. Hey, listen, SRT sauced up is rich. This man bets like $10,000, $15,000 money line on games. He'll just pop in like, yo, Jay, I just bet $7,000 on the Lions money line, and they're down by like 20. They're going to come back and win it all because I got it like that. Shout out to SRT sauced up. You know I got to poke at you, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into these predictions. Shout out to you, Cameron. I'm good, man. I'm good. Brent Lloyd, what's up with you tonight, Jay? Man, I'm good. I'm on cloud 10. Forget cloud 9. I'm on cloud 10. I'm good. Shantae in the building says, what up, Jay? I wasn't here the previous game you streamed because I had to work, but I'm here. Now, shout out to you, Shantae, loyal and devoted watchers, supporters of Jay. Shout out to all you guys for rocking with us, and thank you, Shantae, for being in the building. Thank all you guys for being in the building. All right, let's get into it. I know somebody's like, Jay, stop talking. Get into the predictions. Let's go. Week 2, Thursday. I will be streaming this game. I'm still going to drop a schedule video tomorrow because, we got to keep the concert rolling. But I'm also going to go ahead and give you my schedule right now. So just in case you miss it in the stream, I'll drop it in the video form as well tomorrow. All right, here we go. Thursday, August 17th, 2023. We're going to have a Thursday night matchup between the Browns and the Eagles. That's going to be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NFL Network. I will be streaming this on Thursday. Now, Browns and Eagles. I'm going to go with these Eagles. I thought I was going to regret it last time, but I feel like they're going to take it this week. Let's get into Friday, August 18th. We've got Carolina and the Giants. Bryce Young, will he get another shot at it? Will he do anything? We shall see. But that's going to be at 7 p.m. on Friday. I will be streaming that. That's going to be on Friday. And also there's going to be the Bengals and the Falcons at 7:30. I'm going to go ahead and roll with the Falcons. I'm going to go against the grain because it seems like when you pick the team that you think should win, they don't win. So I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm going Falcons. I'm going Falcons on this one. So I'm going Giants, Falcons on Friday. Saturday, the 19th, we've got 4. Well, it's more than 4, but there's going to be 4 games on NFL Network, so it's going to be a quadruple header. You've got the 1 o'clock game between the Jags and the Lions. Then you've got the 4 o'clock game against Miami against the Texans. Then you got the 7 o'clock game with the Bears and the Colts. And then you got the 10 o'clock game with the Cowboys and the Seahawks. So we'll start off, obviously, with the Jags in Detroit. I like this for a preseason matchup. I'm definitely going to stream this one at 1 o'clock. I'm going to have to go with them Jags on this one at 1 o'clock. Next up, Texans, considering what happened with Miami, I'm going to have to roll with Texans. Maybe Davis Mills follows up. I'll go with the Texans on that one at 4. Y'all know I got to go with my Bills Mafia against the Steelers. Y'all know I got to go with my Bills Mafia at 6:30. Next will be the Bears and the Colts. I'm going to go the Bears at 7 p.m. I'm going to go the Jets again at 7:30. New England at Green Bay. I'm going to have to go Green Bay. Shout out to Clifford. That man was balling. Minnesota, Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go Titans on this one. I'm going to go Titans. KC and Arizona. Considering what happened with KC, even though they lost by 2, I think it was a fluke. I got to roll with KC again. I think they'll pull it off this week against Arizona. Denver and the 49ers. I mean, what happened to the 49ers? Right? You put Trey Lance out there again, you're going to be disappointed again, I think. But, hey, the same thing goes for Denver. So, hey, let's go Denver because why not? Where things have been happening, why not? So let's go Denver. Complete toss-up there. I'll go Raiders against the Rams, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you Cowboys fans some love. I'm going to go with your Cowboys against the Seahawks. Sunday is going to be 7 o'clock. We got a late game on Sunday. Let me just bring this up here for you guys so you can see it. See it. There we go. Sunday, August 20th is going to be New Orleans against the Chargers. This is going to be a great one. This is another one I will be streaming on Sunday at 7 o'clock. I'm going to have to go with these Chargers on this one. I liked how they looked, and that's not to discredit the Saints because they look strong as well. I just think the Chargers got a little bit more offensive power that they're working with, and I think the Chargers will take this one at home. Monday night, which I'm excited for, even though it's Baltimore and the Commanders. Monday Night Football. You know how we do. Monday Night Football is always amazing. It's always great. You had a long day at work. You got home. You helped the kids with the homework. You did what you had to do. The wife was yelling at you. You went to the store. You got the milk. You actually came back home after you got the milk. And then 8 o'clock comes, and you get to watch some football. So I'm definitely excited about this one. I'm going to go Baltimore. Huntley is definitely proving himself as a great second, and I like what he did in week 1. So I'm going to go with Baltimore in this one for Monday Night Football. So there you go. Shout out to Joe Black. Says teams that go undefeated in preseason usually suck during their regular season. Preseason is for testing your rookies and showcasing trade candidates. Shout out to you, Joe Black. You are absolutely correct. But that does not mean, because some people say that preseason doesn't mean anything. Preseason definitely means a lot. So definitely want to make that statement there. So yeah. That's what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, for week 2, and I'm excited for it. I'm looking to stream with you guys, have fun, and I think the only difference is we have, we got the Thursday, the Friday. The only thing is, it's not back-to-back games on Friday. We have back-to-back games on Friday, so we'll just have one game on Friday, And then obviously Saturday, Jags, Miami. But I'm probably going to end up doing the Jags, 1 p.m., and then the Bills. I got to do my Bills Mafia. So yeah, to be Jags and Bills. But then obviously if you're watching other games, you'll have the Bears at 7 p.m. and then the Cowboys at 10 p.m. on NFL Network. So there you go. Cameron says, yo, Jay, I have my high school soccer trials next week. I'm so hyped, but also mad nervous because I'm coming off an injury last season. Cameron, one of the biggest things is, when you're coming off of an injury, just don't focus on it. It's one of the big things, I've seen it over the years myself. I play basketball. You twisted your ankle, you rolled your ankle, you did something crazy, and you tend to labor that specific injury. You go into it and you focus on it. Just go out there, do what you need to do, focus on being great, and you'll be all right. You will be all right. Shout out to Scott, says, like all those Raiders fans who think the Niners game meant something. Shout out to you, Scott. Rado says, Jay, when are you gonna have Shantae as a co-host? Listen, if Shantae wanna hop on a stream, we can get her on with me, Jericho, Alec. It'll be a great convo. Franklin as well. Get Shantae on a joint if she wanna hop on. I'm cool with that. Y'all know we show love. We show love. Robert says Bills versus Steelers is going to be a good one. Yes, I am definitely excited for the Bills versus Steelers. Obviously, we're not going to see much of the starters, but still, 2 quality teams, and I'd just love to see how Mike Tomlin would coach against those Bills. Shout out to Cameron, says thanks for the advice. Hope it works. Listen, at the end of the day, you're going to know exactly what I'm saying when you get out there, right? You're going to it's going to hit you. You're going to worry about what happened. You're going to think back to it. And you're going to have your trauma moments. But you have to look past it. You have to keep going. And mentally train yourself to know that you're going to be okay. So there you go. Bob says, not Jericho. Yeah. Bob has a deep dislike for Jericho. Shout out to my man JG. What did JG ever do to you, Bob? All right, what do we got as far as news? I know we got some news for you guys. Let me get this pulled up here. Pulled up. I know we had some recent news. Yes, there it is.
Thankful. I respect all those guys in the building. I appreciate all of them. And I just try to work my tail off every day for them, because I don't want to come in here and make it seem like that everything should be handed to me, because it definitely shouldn't. I have to work for everything, and they've been here working for everything. So I'm just trying to reciprocate the same thing and just continue to grind and continue to gain respect and trust from those guys.
Anthony, you say you were shocked by it. Was that shocked by the timing of it, or I guess why?
It was just hearing the words, because you work for it. I didn't know when the timeline was going to be. I was just looking forward to week 1 and just being ready for the opportunity and getting thrown in the fire, hopefully. But he told me, and I'm just like wow, it really happened. So. I'm thankful. I'm blessed, and I just got to keep working and just keep building on this opportunity.
Was this in a QB meeting with you?
So there you go. Anthony Richardson named as the Colts starting quarterback. Shout out to you, Luta. What's up, Purple? Purple in the house. Let's go. Shout out to you, Purple. Shout out to the Wrench Gang. Shout out to the family. Rookie Anthony Richardson named as the Colts starting quarterback. Let's get into it. Goes on to say, it took just 1 quarter of preseason action for Anthony Richardson to solidify himself as the Indianapolis Colts starting quarterback. Richardson, this year's 4th overall draft pick, will be the Colts starter this season. Coach Shane Steichen announced Tuesday. The news comes days after Richardson's preseason debut against the Buffalo Bills on Saturday. Richardson never saw it coming. Honestly, I was shocked, he said. Richardson having a competition with the veteran Gardner Minshew. But now that a decision on a starter has been reached, the Colts can dig into their preparation and tailor their offense to the new franchise quarterback. You know what's absolutely crazy? Imagine being Gardner Minshew, right? Obviously, he was supposed to be the man in Jacksonville. And then he lands with the Colts, and they were like, you're going to be the man, you're going to be the man. And then the rookie comes out of nowhere. He shines because you struggled, and now those dreams are snatched away once again. I almost feel bad for Gardner Minshew, but also I don't, because I feel like there's a lot of development that Gardner missed out on. And when you have these opportunities, if you don't seize the moment, someone else will. That goes for everything in life. But let's keep it going. Anthony's just been progressing, Steichen said. The growth he's shown, then obviously going into Buffalo, playing against a lot of their starters, he showed great signs of improvement. I like the things he did, and it's an opportunity now for him to get a lot more with starters moving forward, and we go from there. Richardson was 7 of 12 for 67 yards and 1 quarter of action against Buffalo. Of particular note, the Colts said was the way he composed himself after throwing a costly interception on his first drive, a turnover that led to a Bills touchdown on the ensuing possession, which is really wild because, I mean, he was tested out there by that Bills defense. It was not easy for Richardson. So for the Colts to basically pick him over Gardner, it says a lot. It definitely says a lot. Richardson rebounded to lead to 2 more drives that both reached Buffalo territory, including a 77-yard drive on his final possession that ended with a missed field goal. It was just his 14th start since his final season at Eastside High School in Gainesville, Florida in 2019. Steichen informed Richardson and Minshew of his decision in a meeting Monday evening, the coach said. Then, according to Richardson, he and Steichen embarked on a 2-hour conversation about what comes next. Of the decision, Richard said still got to work for it despite being granted the opportunity. Still got to work for it because nothing is handed to you. Got to earn everything. And that's where we'll leave it. So shout out to Richardson. Once again, another rookie quarterback who still has to develop, but he's been given the throne. So I'm definitely sure that the coaching staff, management, ownership's going to work with him to make sure that he's in tip-top shape and hopefully ready to go for week 1. So, yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Richardson, Colts starting quarterback. Shout out to Sirius, says he'll get it done better, I believe. Yeah, I mean, just from the sample that we've seen between Gardner Minshew and Richardson in week 1, if I had to pick, I would go with the rookie. So we've seen the same thing that the coaches did. So there you go. Robert says Breece Hall started practice for the first time this year since his injury last October. That's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. But it's going to be interesting to see that combination between Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall for sure. I wonder who they're going to utilize more. Obviously, if once Breece is back to 100%. So yeah. So, shout out to Bob, says glad to see Zeke get a job. Well, we know he was going to get picked up somewhere. Like I said, he's the guy that's going to get you, the 3-4 yards when you need it. When it's 3rd and 3, when it's 3rd and 4, he's going to have that power running that you need to get that first down. And a system with Bill Belichick is going to work good for him. I feel like Bill will get him in line and use him as the workhorse that he is. So there you go. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be your 2023 NFL Preseason Week 2. Tomorrow we'll get into the schedule. We'll go over a couple of things as far as preparing for Week 3 as well as the regular season. Shout out to Eric, says, Jay, you see the news on Michael Oher? No, I have not. Let me check it out. Oh, yeah. You're talking about the blindside thing. I seen that. here's my thing. I didn't know this man was basically under a contract with this family. How are you under a contract with your family? And then it comes out after so many years in this movie and the story that he wasn't really adopted. They lied about it. It's the whole thing's crazy. The whole thing's crazy. It's one of those things where it makes you want to go watch Blindside again, but then you don't want to like support the movie because you know how that goes. So let me go and watch this again, and then confirm that with the facts. But you know what? We can get into it. We can get into it. Why not? We'll get into the story before we wrap it up. Here we go.
Michael Oher filed this petition after all these years?
Yeah, they did. And they said this has been kind of a long process for Michael Oher. Like going back to when the movie was made, Michael Oher always suspected that somebody was making money and, and the family was making money on the film. But whenever he asked about it, he was deflected. He was told, talk to this person or talk to that person. And moreover, more to the point, he was beginning his NFL career once the movie hit. And so he was making his own money. And he, his attorney talked about how consuming, being a football player is. So he didn't really take the time.
Well, so let's stop it there for a second. Imagine someone made a movie about basically your life. And then you go ask them about whether or not they're getting paid from it. And they're like, go talk to the lawyers. We don't know anything about percentages or whether or not you're going to get paid or whether or not you should receive any kind of royalties for the story about your life. Wow. But hey, go play football. Go worry about that. Go read the playbook. Don't worry about this movie we're making millions on.
To dig into it, even though this was a suspicion that he kind of harbored in the back of his mind, and something he didn't really pursue until his career ended in 2016.
And can you characterize how difficult it was for Oher to take this step?
I mean, his attorney says he really anguished about this thing. He, despite all of this that you read in the lawsuit, he had a reservoir of respect for the Tuohys, a reservoir of love really for them, because his life had been so chaotic, and they did indeed take him in. But he, at some point, felt that he had to go forward because the sense of betrayal was just so strong. But it was a tough decision for him because he was close to the family. The attorney talks about, for example, Michael buying SJ, the son, his first car, and buying the daughter, Collins, helping her launch her cookie business. So this is how close to his family he was. So to sort of take this step was something that he really, really anguished over and, but decided he had to do.
And has there been...
So there's so much to unpack. There's so much to unpack, right? Obviously, you have a family that took this individual in. But the big problem when you hear this kind of story, and just, you could speculate just from what you see, and you could foreshadow, obviously, everything. But when you look at a family taking in this individual who's going through so much and had so many issues, how often does a family see someone that they know is going to be great and they take them in and then they benefit off of their lifestyle, right? And then they monetize it, get rich off of it at that person's demise? We see it every day. It's just certain stories aren't really highlighted as much as others are. This one came to light because after so many years, obviously he's not playing in the game anymore. So now he's looking at his finances. He's looking at his money. Well, why is there a movie about me and I'm not making any money from it? And I never made any money from it. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Any response from the Tuohy family?
No, and that's been disappointing. I've reached out to every number I can find for them because I think me, like everyone else, I'm curious to hear what they have to say for themselves after all of this. And they've built kind of their whole kind of public reputation on the idea that they've adopted Michael Oher. And now the story comes out. Michael Oher makes these allegations, and they've been silent.
Another thing too, I read yesterday. They said they were trying to. People were petitioning to take away Sandra Bullock's award for this movie, which that's kind of crazy because I don't think she really had anything to do with the movie. She was just given a script, paid her check, and acted the role. So she's not responsible for it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's so many things to unpack in this specific story, and just getting into, how a family can take someone in and really use, this individual's story to create wealth off of it and not share them in that wealth is kind of crazy. So should he have gotten some form of payment, some form of royalties, something from the movie? Yes, he should have. It's about his life. Now, obviously, there's going to be other sides to this. Well, obviously they were taking care of him. They looked out for him. They put in the effort and the energy to potentially get him to where that he is and supported him to do that. So some would say that they're entitled to some of his success as well. But which part do we go to when we look at if someone was groomed and then used for their success? That's what it really boils down to. When you try to understand things at that level, there's so many different layers of trying to peel back what they're responsible for and what he wasn't exposed to, and whether or not he was smart enough to find someone. Obviously not, because he's waited until now to do this. Shout out to Robert, says, yes, they beat him out of his royalties for that movie. He should be compensated. Exactly. But that's the point. I feel like this is definitely going to be a mess. It's going to be a lot more to the story for sure. But let's go ahead and read into it. Retired NFL star Michael Oher, whose supposed adoption out of grinding poverty by a wealthy white family was immortalized in the 2009 movie The Blind Side, petitioned a Tennessee court Monday with allegations that a central element of the story was a lie concocted by the story to enrich itself at his expense. The 14-page petition filed in Shelby County, Tennessee probate court alleges that Sean and Lee Ann Toohey, who took Oher into their home as a high school student, never adopted him. Instead, less than 3 months after Oher turned 18 in 2004, the petition says the couple tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name. This is absolutely insane. So talk about a gross misrepresentation as far as of the movie. Just cancel the movie altogether then, because it's based off of a lie. This is crazy. Shout out to Patty Hassat, says, why did they have to take his rights away? They lied and told him he could not be adopted. Which, it's absolutely crazy because let's go back to this one more time. It says, less than 3 months after he turned 18, the petition says the couple tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators. So, and this is the sad part about not having anybody in your corner, not having anyone to understand what you're going through at that age, especially when it comes to being influenced and being groomed and someone supposedly looking out for you. At 18, he was basically an adult. He's his own man. He didn't have to have anybody over his finances or his business deals. He probably should have found a manager, but there was nobody around to basically coach him and make sure that he could do this kind of stuff. So this is just a gross case of someone using the leverage that they have or the power over this young man and putting themselves into a situation to use him for financial gain, and it's sad. This is really, really, really sad. Let's keep going. The petition further alleges that the Tuohys used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their 2 birth children millions of dollars in royalties from an Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million. Yo. One more time for the people in the back. The petition further alleges that the Tuohys used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their birth children millions of dollars in royalties from an Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million. While Oher got nothing for the story that would not have existed without him. I can't. This is absolutely unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. In the years since, the Tuohys have continued calling the 37-year-old Oher their adopted son and have used that assertion to promote their foundation as well as Leigh Anne Tuohy's work as an author and motivational speaker. Yo, I'm not even playing. I really just almost broke my mouse. This mouse is $100. I really just almost threw this mouse and broke it. This story is absolutely ridiculous. The lie of Michael's adoption is one upon which co-conservators Leigh Anne Tuohy and Sean Tuohy have enriched themselves at the expense of their ward, the undersigned Michael Oher, their legal filing says. Michael Oher discovered this lie to his chagrin and embarrassed in February 2023 when he learned that conservatorship to which he consented on the basis that doing so would make him a member of the Tuohy family. In fact, provided him no familial relationship with the Tuohys. Yo, I can't go on. I can't go on about this story no more. This is absolutely heartbreaking. Shout out to Bob. They definitely picked the right name for the movie. They called it Blindside, but the only person that got blindsided was Michael himself. This is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And it listen, the fact that it says based on the true story on the cover is more than enough reason to why whatever this man sues for, he should get 100%. 100%. Shout out to Forces. I can't hear any more of this. Yeah, I can't do it no more. This was absolutely disgusting to me. Absolutely disgusting to me. Safe Soul says, yes, the point was a big moment in the movie, grooming for the family ideals. Guess their social worker was right all along. Yeah. Yeah, this is absolutely terrible. Let's get off of that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's absolutely terrible. Obviously, when there's an update as far as, what he wins and things like that, in a settlement, we'll report back on that. But that man needs to be compensated. He needs to be compensated, and swiftly, because that's absolutely ridiculous. So, fail of the week goes to the Tuohys. That is for sure. Shout out to Ronald says, like the OJ said, for the love of money. You know the song. You know the song, my man. You know the song. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the night. It's a lot to digest, but want you guys to have a great evening, a great night. Enjoy yourselves. On a positive note, tomorrow we'll lock back in and get into the schedule, and we'll just chop it up. A little Wednesday night football talk before we get into Thursday, and we'll get you guys hyped up for week 2 of the preseason. And that's how we're going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So shout out to all you guys. Shout out to the Wrench Gang. Shout out to the family, all the listeners, all the watchers. Much love to each and every one of you. Have a good night.